A few years ago, we made a video on how to create a lightning effect inside Premiere Pro. The problem is, Adobe removed the effect from Premiere. So if you've been following along with that tutorial and wondering why you can't find it anymore, that's why. The good news is, there's a workaround using After Effects. Let me show you. So start in Premiere with the clip you want to add lightning to. Right-click on it and select Replace with After Effects Composition. This is Adobe's dynamic link feature. It opens your clip directly in After Effects while keeping it live in your Premiere timeline. Once you're in After Effects, go to Effect, then Generate, and select Advanced Lightning. But before we apply it to anything, we need to set up our layers correctly, because if you apply this directly to your clip, you'll run into a problem immediately. The effect runs for the entire duration of your clip. There's no on-off toggle that we can keyframe in the effect controls, so we can't just switch it off between strikes. A realistic lightning bolt lasts maybe 4 to 10 frames. We need a way to control that. The solution is to put the effect on its own layer. So first, go ahead and remove the effect from your clip. Go to Layer, New Solid, and here's the critical part. Set the color to pure black. RGB should be 000. If it's anything other than pure black, the solid will add that color value to every pixel in your frame and shift the exposure of your entire clip. Hit OK. In the timeline, find the mode column next to your solid. Hit F4 if you don't see it, and set it to Add. The solid's pure black background becomes completely invisible, and only the additive light of the bolt passes through to your footage underneath. Before you start adjusting parameters, take a look at the lightning type dropdown. There are several options here. Direction is the default. The bolt travels from the origin point toward a direction point, but continues past it. It works, but for compositing into real footage, you usually want more control than that. Strike is the better choice for most use cases. The bolt terminates exactly at the direction point, giving you a defined start and end. If you want lightning to hit a specific spot in the frame, a tree, a building, the water, this is the one to use. To position the bolt, just click and drag the origin and direction points directly in the composition window. Out of the box, the effect comes on pretty heavy. The first thing I do is pull down core radius, core opacity, glow radius, and glow opacity until the bolt feels like it belongs in the shot rather than sitting on top of it. I'd leave the core color white because I think that bright center is what makes it read as natural lightning, but go ahead and adjust the glow color to match the ambient tones you've seen. I think it goes a long way to making it feel like it's actually there. A couple of other parameters worth knowing. Conductivity state is how you animate the bolt. Keyframe it across a few frames and the shape shifts and moves between them. Turbulence controls how chaotic the path is, and forking controls how much the bolt branches. Beyond that, it's really more trial and error than understanding every parameter. Adjust until it looks right in your specific shot and move on. Now, for the most important part, controlling how long the strike lasts. Since the effect lives on the solid layer, all you have to do is trim the solid's in and out points in the timeline. Grab either edge and drag. The solid only exists for the frames you give it, so this is your on-off switch. Back in Premiere, if you have an adjustment layer sitting above your clip, a color grade or a LUT, it'll apply to the lightning as well. Depending on your grade, that can actually help sell the effect by tying the bolt into the overall look of the shot. The detail that separates a convincing strike from a cheap one is what happens to the image around it. Add a lumetri color effect to an adjustment layer and keyframe a brief exposure spike timed to the moment of the strike. Just a flash across the whole frame or two, or you can even mask it out if you want it to be a little bit more targeted. It sells the physics in a way the bolt alone never quite does. And don't underestimate sound design. A well-timed crack and low-frequency rumble will do as much work as anything you've built visually. If you're using this effect in your own footage, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you're making with it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.